In previous video, we have seen how to configure the Splunk Phantom add-on to add the server, the Splunk instance from where we are planning to send data to Splunk Phantom, right? And also we talked about the OSS EC data, which we are planning to send it to Splunk Phantom. Now, one thing you need to remember over here is we are working on this Google Cloud, right? So if you are in between stopping this particular instances, then what happens is Google actually assigns a separate external IP here. So if you are stopping that instance, you may need to reconfigure this server as well, because the external IP is changing there. Okay, so that you need to remember here. Now in this video we will be talking about how we can forward event to the Splunk Phantom. Now there is an event forwarding tab, if you see it over here. Now over here, first we'll be clicking on add new. Now there are two ways you can send data to Splunk Phantom using the Phantom add-on, is the data model export and the Safe Search export. Now in this video we'll talk about the Safe Search export, then next video we'll talk about the data model export. Now for the Safe Search export, the first thing you need is a Safe Search, and that Safe Search should be appearing over here. Now for simplicity, what I created over here is I created a Safe Search, a test Safe Search called test_Safe Search. Now which is basically a simple query. It is running from our main index where we are having the OSS EC data, and also we are doing some kind of field extraction, the same field extraction we did as part of the SIEM video. So maybe I'll be providing that video link over here, also in the video description here as well, so that you can refer what kind of field extraction we talked about there. Now if we just see the events there, if you see, these are called typical OSS EC events, like the alert level, then a number, then a rule, then the rule ID, then what kind of error we are receiving, or what kind of event we are receiving, like web server 400 error code. Or it could be like, if I just see over here what I am doing it, we are extracting these fields like the severity ID, the signature ID and the signature, then the source IP. So severity ID is nothing but this number after alert level. What is the alert level over here? So that I have extracted as a severity ID here. Okay, now signature means what kind of error it is, like the attempt to log in with the non-existence user, or some unknown problem, or authentication failure, 400 error code, something like this one. Okay, and the source IP is from the source IP from where this particular event has been generated. Now with this information, what I have done it for the simplicity purpose, we will go with the severity ID 5, and we will take the signature as attempt to log in using a non-existence user. So that means if something happens, so we are doing a demo over here. So if we are receiving this kind of event in our Splunk, we want to forward it to Splunk Phantom instance to take some action. That's the intention over here. Okay, and then I have just taken these 4 fields: source IP, severity IP, severity ID, then the message and the signature, and I have just taken a single record here. So in ideal scenario, maybe your Safe Search will be running for, let's say, last 5 minutes or last 1 minute, and ideally it should be picking up like very limited number of events, and that event you will be forwarding to Splunk Phantom instance. So as I am not running this instance always, so that's why I have very limited data over here, as you can see it. Okay, so that's why I have just taken a single record, just to show you like this is possible. This is how it works in Splunk Phantom. Now based on your scenario, maybe you need to play around with your corresponding Safe Searches. Okay, so now the Safe Search, if I just go back over here, the Safe Search sharing has to be global, otherwise in the Splunk Phantom add-on it will not be shown up here. So if I just see it, if you see, choose a Safe Search, this is coming up over here, so I'll be choosing the Safe Search here. So if your save search is private, it may not show up over here as well. Okay, now we need to give a name to this forwarding configuration. So let's give it as OSSEC event forwarding. Okay, just a name. Now here you can give a artifact level as well. We saw what artifact is, so this is an optional field. So if even you can give some artifact level over here as well. I'll just keep it as blank. Now the destination, so if you have already configured the sending server here, so and the receiving Splunk Phantom instance here, so it will be shown up over here and automatically selected. Okay, now container name. So container, also we saw what container is. This and if we just talk about briefly, it is just the event we are receiving in the Splunk Phantom, correct? Now here you can give, this is also an optional field, and you can give a name of a field from which the container name will be generated. For now you will just keep auto generated. Now container level, this is important here, because using that level only we will be identifying in the Splunk Phantom as well. So for this one we will go back to our Splunk Phantom instance first. We will go to home and administration page. Now in the event settings we will go to label settings. Now here all the labels defined in the system will be available, and if you see it here, I have created a label called OSSEC. So if it is not there, you just need to click on this add label and give the label name over here. Very simple stuff. So I created this OSSEC label. So this label is the container label we will be giving it here in our Splunk Phantom, OSSEC. With the same name, it will be displayed in the Phantom UI as well. We will see that. Now the save search, either you can schedule it real time or this polling basically, or you can configure like every 5 minutes or 10 minutes you want to poll, that you can give. I'll just keep it as every 5 minutes. Then I'll be clicking on next. Now you need to first give the severity and sensitivity fields, how severe this particular event is. I will say, let's say medium, and what are the sensitivity of it. So I'll just say amber over here. Okay, so based on your need, you need to set up these two fields over here. Accordingly, in Splunk Phantom also it will be shown up. Now this is important over here. If you see it, our save search is having these 4 fields, like the message, the severity ID, signature, and the source IP. Now you need to map these fields to the CEF fields, so that in Splunk Phantom also it will be available. This CEF fields will be available. And as we have seen in the previous video, CEF is nothing but in SIEM we normalize fields, right? So in Splunk Phantom term, it is common event format. That's similar concept. Okay, so now there is another concept. If you go to this global field mapping, which I have opened it over here, so here also, if you see, you can have that mapping of search field with the CEF fields. So according to your need, you can set it up over here as well, so that for both the data model extraction or data model export and the save search export, whatever you are using to send the data to Splunk Phantom, it will, those fields will be automatically available into this mapped field. Okay, so that's the concept behind this global field mapping. Now for us, let us try to choose some field here. Let's say message. I'll choose this field to map to, message to this message, CEF field. Now severity ID, I don't think here we have any field available, so I will just try to choose, let's say custom string 1. Okay, anything. I just wanted to show you this in Phantom, this with this name only field will be available. Okay, for signature, let's say custom string 2. If you see, already custom string 1 we have selected, that's why you cannot select it again. And source IP, I think we have IP here is, or so I'll just choose this SRC field here. Okay, and if you see it, it contains the IP address, so it is automatically selected here. Even you, according to your need, what kind of data it contains, you can select it over here as well. Okay, So I'll just keep as is here. Even you can add a new field over here as well according to your need. I'll be clicking on this save and preview. Okay, so if it finds any event according to that particular save search, it will list down over here. If you see it is listing down one of the, because I have given head 1, that's why it is getting a single event over here, and the single event also it is showing up over here, all those field values, right? The severity ID, whatever we have seen it over here, the severity ID, the signature, all these fields, it is showing up over here as well, and the same information will be available in the Splunk Phantom as well, okay, which we will see it. Now from here also you can send it to Phantom, or you can just keep it on done. Every 5 minutes it will poll, and if it is finding any event, it will just send it to Phantom. Okay, so let's click on this send to Phantom over here. Okay, and you should be getting a success message over here, like the artifact has been created. You can visit your Splunk Phantom instance to view the container. So you'll be clicking on done. So if we have received the data in Splunk Phantom, it should show up in the Phantom UI. So let's see it. So I have chosen the date as today, and if you see it, we have received a medium event over here which is still unresolved. The number of event is 1. And if you see, if I just filter by label, so this is the OSS EC label data we have received it. And if you just see the severity, it is medium. Sensitivity, we have selected amber, and the status by default it will be new over here. Okay, and the same information, like we have given this particular name over here, OSS EC event forward, right? So that name is coming up over here, and if you just click it, and if you see it over here, it is showing up what time we have received this particular event. And if I just click on this particular event, you will see all those fields which we have defined in our Phantom add-on, that in that field mapping page will be shown up over here. Okay, and we can basically, these are all nothing but the artifacts here, correct? Artifacts is nothing but the container level fields. So, and if you just go to artifacts, there is after timeline there is an artifact link over here as well, so you can see that event over here as well. Okay, so this is how we can forward a safe search extract or safe search export to Splunk Phantom instance. In next video we will be talking about how to use the data model export to send that similar data to the Splunk Phantom instance as well. Then we'll talk about some more other fun stuff about Splunk Phantom. Okay, so hopefully this video is helpful. See you in the next video.